We've got to be frugal, unfortunately. All right, I'm gonna go Golden Tiger. No need to do any part spinning. Oh, it's gonna be cold. October in Sydney. Shouldn't it be hotter there? Why is it so goddamn cold in Sydney in October? It'd be like late spring into almost early summer, right? I don't know. It is spring. Weather's weird. I don't know. Anyway, 24 laps, high tire wear, soft supers and softs, clear otherwise. Let's go. Arctic to cold front? No, it's an Antarctic cold front, I guess. Maybe it's monsoon season. Spa weather back in May. They didn't code the reverse seasons for the southern. That might be it, actually. They might not be inverting things, so they might be treating this as like, well, it's October. It's proper fall. Is it though? All right, I'm gonna have her do both. Same thing. We're just gonna try to get her skills up as quickly as possible. It clearly it's gonna be a high downforce track. That seems pretty obvious. Let me go and bring you way over there. That's gonna be fine. And what we're gonna do is a similar thing with this car. I'm gonna bring it like the max of here, and then we'll just bring down the downforce afterwards. But yeah, it's probably going to be close to that. How do both cards consider the handling? This range is too broad to really consider. What I'll do is I will bring you a little closer to oversteer, and probably we want to go left for understeer. And speed balance, we really don't have a good, clear idea of what's going on here with the speed balance. I mean, it's got a couple of short, really, like, that's a really aggressive hairpin. Another one here, but it's interesting that it seems to imply it's mostly going to want higher acceleration. I'll set to higher acceleration, and then we'll know what direction to change in at that point. Something like that, and it'll be quite clear where to go. Okay, let's talk about tires here. So what was it, 26 laps? Is that what I'd said? 24 laps? Don't remember. Well, Porter can't do it one stop, so that's for sure. So he's going to be at least 3 stopping. The super softs are way short. Oh my god, they're like half the durability of a soft. 24. I think what's going to happen, and it's cold, so we can run the tire hard and not worry about overheating. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get knowledge on softs. It's possible Porter might do like 3 super aggressive stints on softs, or he might go soft, soft, super. It's really going to depend on exactly how hard we drive these tires. Thing is, this is really short. This is like 3 stop, like 4 stint territory. I think we should be able to do a soft plus, or a super plus 2 softs. I suppose that's inevitable. We might find ourselves being able to do a couple of supers. We don't know for sure. Let's assume for now it's going to be soft, soft, super, or super soft, soft, and then we can adjust. Now, how is it looking for Montero over here? I think Montero does 3 stints on super softs. Although we could really easily one stopper. Really easily. Because it's the lowest end. If she just uses the 12 twice, that's a 1 stop. But we could stop twice on the supers. The nice thing about the 1 stop with the softs is we can really tune out the fuel really well. I think this is a 1 stop for Montero, and I think it's an easy decision. So she's going to do 2 stints on softs. I'm going to get max on the softs right now as well. We'll get the soft knowledge. And then we'll see what we're going. No rain expected. Weight stripping. Let me bring you down to 80% overall. And then the crucials, I'm just going to bring up to 90. 90, and I guess I can apply it to the other car, and that's going to matter. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Take practice. And I'm just going to go race trim again. think, yeah, it defaults to having one on quality trim and one on race trim. No, both on race trim this time. Don't know why. That is a long track. But I guess that's why we're only doing 24 laps, huh? Yeah, and I am worried about that we can't one-stop because of the cold and the high tire deg on the track. Although the high tire drag is accounted for here in the estimated laps. I'm a little bit worried that we're going to have a hard time keeping up temp. In which case, what happens on Montero's first stint, we'll just burn her soft tire, and then we'll do 2 stints on supers, if that's the case. We'll just, like, be super aggressive about it. Downforce is only poor, not very poor, but we still have a fair way to go. Maybe something like this. Speed balance is only okay. We're going to move you somewhere to around here. I'll let the handling, maybe not quite that much. Something like this. This might still say great, which means the excellence in between, or it'll say good, which means the excellence is probably to the right of wherever we were just here. So you go out that way, that's going to be fine, and then we'll do this again. Yeah, her feedback's really low. It's the weakest part of her, unfortunately. A little bit of downforce, something like that. Handling, not bad with speed. Let me adjust the speed first. Bring it something like that. And do this, and actually let's bring down the speed something like that. Okay, let's see what this does for you guys. Send out. Bring in, bring in. In fact, the biggest impact on tire heat is the brakes. Yeah, I know they can go up to 1,000. It's funny when people come in for a pit and the pit stop takes longer than expected, and their brakes just start to smoke and sometimes burst into flames because they're all just air cooled, and it's, they're not being air cooled because the pit stop takes too long. Okay, we went from great to good, so to me that says that the excellent might be on the right of what we had before. The speed balance is currently great. This, assuming we're getting better, this is probably at least good enough for a 96. Maybe what I'll do is I'll give a little bit more tweak on the speed balance and see what it says at that point if I do this. But are we going to bring you in again? I don't think so. Get as much knowledge as you can. Ooh, hello, Max. Excellent, excellent, great. What are we sitting at overall? 97? That's not too shabby at all. Tell you what, I'll give you, where were you before? You were good over here, great there. So I'm going to assume might want a little bit more speed balance. Let me make you a little long here, and then tweak back with some of the tire over here. Something like that. And then I'm going to set you up for the rest of the practice as well. If we end up on 97%, I'm not going to cry about that. Non-turbo teams in 82 tried to sneak with water-cooled brake, sneaky way to get around the weight limit. Right, because they were like dumping water, and then they would drop some weight, right? Wasn't there an interesting story about someone filling up like gas tanks with water at some point to make weight at the end? Because water is heavier than fuel. So I think for like the last pit stop, they would refuel with water to make the car heavier for the end. F1 is just filled with dirty tricks. Just non-stop dirty tricks. Given the fact we can't last place anymore and prize money is spread equally regardless of team position, it makes sense. What makes sense? Oh, the higher sponsorship thing probably. Yeah, we could take a hit on our driver, and honestly, Montero's done pretty well for us. We can take a slight hit. Oh, we barely made it into rank 2 over here. We can take a slight hit on the driver in exchange for much more marketability and more sponsor money. Tyrell did everything funny. So Tyrell had like their 6-wheeled cars. What the company had the fan car? Like just abusing ground effects the most. Funny one, all the cars had like skirting that went right down to the asphalt. Yeah, actually wasn't watching the tire temps here. They did get mega cold throughout all that. That would be quite interesting. I mean, yeah, so we'll grab like the soft tire expertise, but that's not what we're going to qualify with. We're obviously going to qualify in the super soft, so this is moot. Let's double check the latest changes. We did get to 98 over here, which is nice. And over here, we got to a 97. Great stuff. All right, continue. And yeah, we're just going to simulate because, again, the qualifying minigame is a little bit boring, and we're a little tight for time here. Six-wheeled cars. I know. Well, what's great is companies design six-wheeled cars both with 4 wheels in the back and with 4 wheels in the front. Like, there were a few different approaches to this idea. All right, didn't hit the sponsor objective in quali. Not really a surprise. Quali's really just about the mechanical strength of the car, which isn't as good for us as everyone else. We're just hoping that, you know, we can be anti-Ferrari and have superior pit ideas. Was not expecting that. I do not believe we're doing inters. Now, Max does have that 14 adaptability, so we're hoping that that's going to be enough to keep his slicks performing pretty well in some amount of damp. Rhea, what's your adaptability? 16? Oh, yeah. No. Slicks all the way, baby. This is going to be really good for the first lap. It says inters, but I think this is a lie. They have a chance to change it still. But yeah, the first lap at least is going to be bone dry still, and we're going to be fine. It's mostly just that lap 3/4, depending on exactly, because like it's lap 6, but there's only 5. Anyway, that'll be the biggest question mark if we lose some performance there. But I think it's still most correct to do that. You're starting on the supers, and then we suspect we're going to have to do at least 1 stint on the softs. We might end up doing 2 on the softs. We're not sure where Porter's going to end up yet. But 20 laps of fuel, 10, 16, higher engine modes. I think right now it works out pretty well for us to do a big fuel in the second stop, or we assume we refuel on the first stint. In which case, we want to bring enough fuel to do like 6 laps on like ultra, like overtake mode. So we need to bring about 8 laps worth of fuel with us and then do full refueling. I mean, we would be stupid fast off the start. And then we would just fuel exactly enough for each stint at that point, which the math theoretically dictates is superior. Do we want to try it just to see? So I'm going to assume these tires will last for 8 laps. 6 laps with him. And the fact that we're going to be running aggressive at the start. So I'm going to put in, 8 laps worth of fuel in here, which should let us run on the red engine mode full time. Use supers when it's not wet, maybe? I mean, the performance degradation is exactly the same regardless. All it cares about is slicks. So I don't think it matters whether we start on supers or soft. And again, the first couple of laps should be much better here. And what I'm wondering about is some of the AI might start on slicks after all and then decide to go to inters at some point. Or vice versa. They might start on inters and then quickly realize they don't need it and have to do an extra pit anyway. We're going to give like super lean fueling a try. We really have nothing to lose this season anymore. So let's see how this feels. And Rhea, I think you were clearly in one-stop territory. So we're hoping for 12 laps. So then in that case, it's 15, let's say 16 laps worth of fuel we'll put in here. And then we'll refuel for the end. 16 laps for fuel. Theoretically, we can run on red engine mode the entire time up onto this tire and then do a full refueling. So we're going to try to go lean on this race and compare. But it's going to be hard, especially if there's weird weather. Like, we're not necessarily going to be able to, like, generalize what happens from this. And there you go. So you are going to this. Okay, supers, softs. Max starting ahead so he doesn't have to worry about getting through Montero with his first lap hero and anything like that. Everyone's going to start in full red mode. And stripping was already happening. Yep, I'm sure. I'm going to start on the slicks. So, is the field actually starting on slicks? Yes, except for Mikhailovic, who starts on... the field starts on inters, except for Mikhailovic, who also starts on slicks, which is interesting. The track is currently dry. It's lights out and away we go. Porter with a decent start this time. Actually, that may have been a good start, or it may have been a normal start, and his +4 stats are actually kicking in here. Now, we are going to just shoot by everyone who's on intermediates right now, because they're getting a fairly significant performance penalty. The way it works for slicks and wets If you're outside of their correct performance range, you can get up to a 20-second per lap penalty, but it depends on how far outside of their optimal range you are. On slicks, it's never more than 10%, but of course they've got a couple of different ends. And then, again, the adaptability really kicks in. So how much penalty they're getting, I don't know. But Porter just purpled Sector 1. He's passing everyone. He should be able to shoot past these guys as well. The temps are really... They're really not going up, even on the red here. I suspect very strongly we're going to do 2 stints on softs for Porter, because we're going to be running aggressive tire modes. And it's still possible we're going to have to 2-stop Montero. Now, if we want to try to 1-stopper, I should probably pull back on the tire mode. Never mind! Wasn't it supposed to be clear? Look at the rain. Holy shit. Okay. The thing is, right now, it's still not so bad that our slicks are going to be bad. In fact, they might be optimal. That might be one lap where they suffer a little bit, but overall, I think our slicks are going to be better. No, I'm going to ignore you. We're just going to stay on double red here. And we're going to pit for wets. What are we? That actually might still be intermediate weather. It's really going to depend on what... Oh, no! I can just see the next bar starting to fill in here. It's going to go mega wet. Mega wet. All right, Porter's up in second. Honestly, everyone's going to have to pit for wets as well. Here's the thing. I don't think they really got value out of inters. And they're going to be stuck pitting for wets the same as we are. I think we happen to luck into... like, really good. The only thing that would have been better is if Montero had started on supers instead of just softs. That would have been the only thing that would make this better. Because she's not going to get her full value out of the softs. On the other hand, she'll be able to stay in them a little bit longer while we pit Porter first. Yeah, we don't want to pit both at the same time. We're going to have to make sure, but that should be fine. So this currently is the toughest period where we might be getting the biggest penalty time. And I don't think it's that significant either. In fact, we're putting distance between us and the car in second. Oh, the second place car is also on slicks. So actually, it's Montero that's the more interesting one. Is Ninth catching up to her? Yes. Okay, so she's definitely losing some performance here to the people who are on inters. Oh, no, that she's regaining a bit. All right. Okay, stay out for now. Yeah, and we're just like, oh, it's overheating now. That might be a little much. Let me pull back for a scooch. Actually, probably just yellow will do it. Let me just yellow you as well. We don't want you to overheat your tire, because you degrade at twice the speed. That is the one thing I do know at the max and minimum temperatures, is things do degrade at double the speed. All right, now you should be okay on on neutral. I'm not even sure neutral generates temperature. I think he's complaining now. Yeah, he's complaining about being the lowest performance band. So we're gonna pit him. No, dude, you got to stay out for another lap, buddy. Because I want to put you on full wets. I didn't realize I may have been too aggressive on his tires. I forgot he was already in the 6 to 8 lap range on his tire, actually. Hit Montero first. No, I mean, she's got way more tire left. Max is going to have to pit for tires as is the problem here. Yeah, currently it's not raining, but it's about to just start pouring down. So the cliff on the super softs is 15%. He might have to pit this lap. I really don't want to, though. No, yeah, he has got to pit this lap. And he does need fuel. Now, we could bring down his fuel and save it, but yeah, no, we're there. Okay, so you're going to have to go into full wets, which is annoying. Now, the wets last for 11 to 13 laps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fuel, and I think I'm going to fuel aggressively here. And the reason is, like, we're already paying the 3-second penalty for starting any fueling whatsoever. I'm going to fuel aggressively because I'm kind of intentionally delaying until the track gets wetter. I'm intentionally having spend a little bit more time in the pit here to match the tire, because he's gonna, if he leaves when the tire, you know, is at that lap 6 there, he's going to get so much of a penalty on the wets anyway. We may as well spend the extra time refueling. We may as well trundle around with a little bit more fuel, weighing us down a little bit, because I think it's still going to be better than being on completely the wrong tire at the wrong time. I think he's still going to be struggling with a track that's clearly intermediate weather for at least, you know, half a lap or something. But I think that's going to be okay. I mean, we may as well still go fast here. And we could check for a fix, but everything's in pretty good shape. The fixing time is constant no matter the damage, so I think it's kind of moot. So yeah, you'll exit pretty low down, but everyone's going to be pitting soon anyway. %. Bringing it down to yellow here. I think that's going to work out really well with his tire. Meanwhile, Montero could do a couple more laps easy. Whether or not we want her to do that remains to be seen. There we go. I think we were at 16% left on the tire. Hitting for wets. Oh yeah, you're going to come out. It's going to be way dry. I wish I'd recognized what was happening sooner. I would have conserved his tires sooner. So here comes the monsoon weather. Stay on this for now. We actually don't know how long you're going to need to be on this tire. And you're going to be pitting on the next lap, yeah. Go to attack. These guys, see, the guys on inters will be able to do one lap on it pretty comfortably. Yeah, let's plan... Hold on, where's the... Are you up the opposite side? You're here? Yeah, so you're going to do half a lap. That's going to work out well. Yeah, all right. Pit. You're pitting for full wets. We don't know our fuel situation here. But mostly, I think what we're going to do is we're going to assume the stint is going to be, for her, at least 12 laps. 12 times 1.3 is 15.6. So I'm going to make sure she's got enough fuel in here so that she could theoretically run... so this will round up to 16. She could run the entire time on red. We'll have to start keeping an eye on her engine condition, although so far so good, and we'll go fast over here. Filling up here doesn't really make a difference. We're going to have to refuel on her next stop regardless. Well, no, hold on. May as well do this. It'll round up. We won't be able to run on red forever. This will be 20 laps. We could run on orange for the rest of the race. Because it'll use 18 laps plus an extra 1.8. So 20 laps worth of fuel is going to work out. We can do this, not refuel again. Yeah, no, I think this is slightly better. It means, I mean, we're hauling a little more fuel around. Let's see, so that's the thing, right? Either I fuel for 16, and we burn through it a lot faster, and then we refuel. But, I mean, or we fuel a little bit more. We carry more of it longer because we're not burning it as quick, but it saves us some pitting. It saves us that 3 seconds from the pit penalty. I don't know where the balance is in here. I guess the advantage to this is that way we don't have to worry about trying to optimize a fuel stop for the weather. All right, we'll just do this. It's going to be fine. And we're not really caring about the pitting time so much with Montero because the weather's pretty much already bad. Well, I mean, no, by the time she comes out, it might still technically be intermediate weather, but not much. So Porter, not going to be doing that well right now because he's on full wet tires on intermediate weather. But there we go. Now it's starting to hit full wet weather pretty close, and that should fix his rate. Other people are pitting for wets now. So yeah, it was really Porter's timing on his tire, and it was just because I didn't see what was going to happen. I should have pulled back on his tire performance sooner to keep him out one extra lap. But by the time we realized what was going on with the weather, it was too late. If these were shorter laps, it would have been maybe a little easier to find a sweet spot. But it's not, so it wasn't. Now, luckily, a bunch of people are going to pit, but you can see, like, we're behind, quite far behind the other people who already pitted for wets. Really, really unfortunate. Again, we're sort of not concerned overall with our performance. It'd be nice to hit the sponsor objective for just 100K. But yeah. He is fine on Ultra Red, because he's gonna refuel one more time regardless. Yeah. He pitted one lap too early. The thing is, you know what? I should have left him out. He wasn't going to zero out his tire. He would have hit the cliff, but the cliff penalty is only 8 seconds. I think he would have been better. You know what? You're right. He would have been better driving an extra lap on super worn tires. I think it would have come out better overall. Montero is up to 14th now. That's something at least. Yeah, it's still like monsoon conditions here. Like, there's 4 lines of water coming down. That is a lot of water. The tire temp is going to be, yeah, very hard to maintain. We're actually going to have to push just to maintain tire temp. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I think we've got a good chance still to get someone into our sponsor objectives. I don't think this is sort of the chaotic rain where we can get a random podium. But we shall see. Yeah, temperature, I don't even know if it's climbing on orange. Maybe, or it might actually just be staying constant. But we clearly have to do that. It is fully soaked, that is true. I suspect when Porter pits, he's going to come in for intermediates. The bigger question mark is going to be when Montero pits, what's the weather going to be like? Yeah, the gamble at start. The thing is, I think regardless of what we did, I think the thing that would have improved Porter's position is if we started him on softs instead of supers, or if we just brought down his tire performance. I think that's the only thing that really would have made a difference. We gained so much early on, and then we lost so much. But this is basically where we started, too. I think if we'd started on intermediates, we would have been in the same position. Maybe even worse. Because we wouldn't have made up the gains at first. We would have been stuck at the back of the pack, and then we'd still be stuck at the back of the pack. Unless we somehow, you know, managed our tire change into full wets better. Yeah, I think this is going to work out really well for Porter to go to intermediates. Engine condition. Okay, good. It's going to be better here because we're running on orange. Okay, you can be aggressive. That's going to be fine. And we'll calculate your fuel up for the end of the race here. I mean, theoretically, right now, he actually could. If we were just on medium, he could finish the race like that. But the math actually does support. I don't 100% know with the red, but I think still, certainly on the orange mode, it's better to overfuel and run on orange than to go lean and run on yellow. I think the same is true with red as well. There's just a lot of times where I can't do it because of engine condition, although we seem to be in pretty good shape now, so that's good. A lot of other people running on yellow, they're probably having to work out their fuel stops. Now, the wets have, I mean, they still have a lower performance band that gets hit at some point, but they don't have a cliff. Their cliff is 0%. Look at that. The water's going to go down, but then up again as well. It's definitely going to be dry enough that we're going to want to go to intermediates. The only problem is we might want to go back to wets afterwards. Yeah, no, we'll definitely switch to intermediates, and I think we can go and just attack right now. And we'll do a similar thing here, actually. Because I think she's still got 1 extra lap in her wets. Oh, then it's going to go to full wet again. Do we go intermediates for 4 or 5 laps? Or do we just stay on wets the whole time? I think we have to stay on wets the whole time. Rather than do an extra stop. So we need his wets to last until the end of the race, which should be okay. Yeah, let me just go back to neutral for a sec. We'll make sure to coax an extra lap out of him. And we'll pull Montero just down to orange here. We still want to pit them 1 lap apart, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And yeah, we can go quite low. I don't remember what the difference is between the medium band and the worst band with wets, but it's not as significant. I think it's much closer to how the hards work. The hards, the fast, medium, and slowest performance bands on them are virtually the same. It's not as meaningful. So we may as well just stay out for now. And then maybe what we can do is we can sort of pit at the driest part over here. We'll also get a little bit more information. I just sort of mostly want to confirm that it's going to be soaking wet for at least another segment, and it looks like it is. So if we were to pit you now, 10 laps remaining, that sounds pretty good, actually. The fuel situation's a little annoying, although we're going to want 13 laps of fuel in the car so that we can just keep running them on red engine mode, which that's going to be fine. We'll switch to this. That's going to last you until the end of the race easy, even with more aggressive tire play, which is going to be fine. We'll go fast. That's going to be okay. Whether we run this set of tires down to 0% or the next one down to 0% doesn't matter. And the thing is, we're at a point where we don't need to run the next tire down to 0% anyway. So I think that was a great time to go ahead and pit Porter. And we'll do Montero on the next lap. So I'm going to actually put her into the attack driving mode over here. She's got plenty of tire left for this, and in fact, you can go into attack mode as well since you're stopping this lap too. I should have done it sooner. He's gaining, that's true, but whether we pass him now or not doesn't matter since there's a pit stop happening so soon regardless. Someone just crash? No. Okay. Thought I saw a red message flash by. So, yeah, it still looks like it's going to be wet. I mean, it's possible the last lap will be, like, a little drier, but I don't think we do anything. We're not touching the fuel. That's going to be fine. That's going to be fine. We'll go balance here, because it still says 3 seconds at the end, although I don't know what it's actually doing with some of the decimal times. And, yeah, you can double red until the end of the race, right? Porter, we don't 100% know that this tire is going to last until the end of the race on double red. Just go to push for now. If nothing else, the red does increase the temperature. So orange and then red engine mode should be fine there. And then she's going to come in now for that, and we'll do the same thing. We'll go double orange. Did we get a fastest lap? All right. 7 seconds behind Montero. Now, everyone else has to pit. We've done our final pit. Everyone else is going to have to pit one more time. Our pace is going to be really bad right now because it's definitely not wet weather tire. I don't think the deg changes. Theoretically, in real life, wet tires will have like the real terrible heat issues if they're running in the dry or insufficiently wet, to the point where you'll intentionally run through puddles to cool them down a little bit. I don't think that's really a thing here. All right, it's now getting wetter. No, we're good. I think the inters are ideally sort of between sort of the E and the R over here. So even if in driest period, I think actually we're quite comfortable in the wets. I don't think there was ever an inter window now that I'm looking at this kind of meter here. I'm not sure. All right, Porter. Okay, well, first Montero is going to pass through here. We'll just do some counts in a second. So you're here. 18. Okay, so you're doing 24 minus 18 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That's perfect. You're using 7.7 laps worth of fuel over there. Similar thing is going to happen over here. 7. I think we're good on these engine modes. We'll double check these right on like maybe the last lap, just in case we have to bring it down to a yellow for him or conserve over here. But we seem to be okay. Tires, I think, are wearing perfectly fine. And except for the fact of the temperature pushing, we can probably have enough wear to go red on the tires at some point as well. If this had been real life, it would have been a long red flag. The monsoon conditions? Maybe. So, 3 seconds behind over here. And all these guys are going to have to pit again. That's starting to happen now. Some of them are conserving engine mode / fuel. That is interesting. Go away, you. Front wing damage a little bit, but it's okay. Engine 54%. I think we're going to be fine there. Tire temps are okay. I think the durability is okay. I mean, max is a little lower as expected, but I think that is going to be fine for the end of the race. Sponsor objective currently being reached for a few extra bucks. It'll be interesting to see what Mesella pits. Yeah, because there's actually not much of a difference here. We can actually, maybe we'll make a few places. Of course, then we'll get repassed again, but that's going to be okay. we're good. 4 laps remaining. Fuel situation is still fine. Max might be running a little low on the fuel here. Hold on. So he's going through the start finish. 4 laps remaining. Yeah, he's not going to be able to finish just on a red. He can do 2 on red and then 2 on orange, I think. I'll keep on a red now because he's actually in a pretty good overtake position. She's got enough tire left. I wonder, well, if I go to red tire, she's just going to overheat, so that's no good. Keep pushing. You're in a big pack of cars. Go, 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 go. Especially, I'm going to have to bring down his tire mode soon. He's going to get heat, and he's also getting a fair amount of deg. I think I got to bring his tire down now. It hurts me to do that, though. 3 laps. About 10% per lap. Sounds about right, I think, for the deg we were experiencing. So 3 laps remaining. Yeah, he's got to go to orange engine mode now. He's actually got less fuel than she does. But she's going to end with a little bit of extra fuel. All the Gate 3 has been delayed. Brrr. You know what I've been playing with my Tuesday night gaming group buddies? We've been going through Divinity Original Sin 2. I've never done. I've done the first act like 17 times, but that's it. So he just hit his lowest performance band on the tire, but I think we're still going to be okay. I don't think we have to worry about the cliff. There's still some of these cars complaining about potential mechanical issues. Speaking of, he's throwing sparks from his front wing here. They're saying a bit of excess fuel. I'm not entirely sure. We should trust that. You got 2 laps left, and that... Actually, yeah, you do have more. Now, I don't think you do. I think Montero can do at least what's left of this lap on red, and then we'll do another count in a second here. Tire situation. Hers are fine, although she's about to hit the temperature red line. I think he can go back to push here. I think he's still going to have tires left for the end. Just barely. I think this is going to be our lowest percentage tires ever. Final lap has just begun. She's crossing here. She's got more than 1.3 laps of fuel left, so she's going to be perfect to finish there. And actually, I think Porter is going to... Yeah, just perfect. He's going to be able to finish the race on overtake mode as well. This is going to be tight. She's going to over-temp anyway, so whether or not pushing helps anymore, I don't know. But whether it goes to just yellow mode or not, it doesn't matter, because she's got enough tire left over. But I'm a little bit worried if I push him anymore, he'll overheat, and then we'll just hit 0%. And that would be pretty bad for his tires. We really don't want him to overheat. I think he's going to be fine as long as his tires don't overheat. But of course, the only thing that matters is hitting top 13 for the extra bonus. There you go. She ended at 0% fuel, 20% tire. And over here, it's still saying excess fuel. I'm just gonna bring it down to orange for a sec. Although I think it was fine. 0.02 fuel, 7% tire. That sucked. Well, yeah, because he didn't meet the sponsor objective, so he considers that a fail. But, yeah, I blame the fact that we had to bring Porter in 1 lap too soon. Again, if I'd started him on softs, maybe. But more importantly, I think if I'd realized the weather change and just pulled back his tire behavior, if we'd just been able to keep him out 1 lap longer on its first stint, it would have been amazing. But by the time we noticed the weather and whatnot, it was too late. We weren't going to be able to stretch that out unless we went to like super backup on the tire. But I'm not sure that would have been brilliant anyway. Yeah. Well, Montero did really well because she started lower than Porter. She started in like 18th, I think. I guess the next screen will tell us the overall position change, right? Did he get the fastest lap in there? He did get the fastest lap. That's crazy. What is it? Was it on his super softs early? Because he had a lot of fuel. Well, no, he ran a little fuel light, and then no one else was able to run slicks for the rest of the race, basically. So once he booked the fastest lap, it was going to be slower than that from then on. It was on the first lap. Like, literally first lap? Like, because the first lap shouldn't be that fast ever. But he had the first lap hero, so maybe that compensated for the fact that there'd be traffic. And again, the traffic isn't as bad in here as in real life. But yeah, awesome. All right. Well, that was still something. Predator Racing Group, still 7th overall. I don't expect to drop any lower than 7th. We might actually be able to pick back up into 6th, but it doesn't matter because there's equal payoffs for everyone. So, all the same. Yeah, first lap is standing start. Can't get fastest lap on that, except apparently we maybe did? People are saying it was first lap. Second lap makes way more sense, but it might legitimately been first lap because I'm not sure how if acceleration is really modeled in this game that much. It's possible that after, you know, we got past the actual start line, we may have been at that point effectively at our top speed for the purpose of this simulation. Got some good stat ups over here. Wow, almost 2% on the smoothness. And it's the one of our stats that's already the best. We're gonna cap that out pretty soon. So we still lost 28,000 bucks. That's really good for us, though. That's really good for us. Formula Day. I like the board game Formula Day. I like it a lot. I don't have it anymore because someone stole it. Had it in my vehicle, and someone broke in and stole that in King of Tokyo. Like, the fuck, man? Excuse me. But seriously, yeah, we might fire Martin. We didn't want to fire him right away because we weren't sure what we were going to do with him. Of course, there's going to be the fee to let him go, but it is going to be, you know, so it's the same as 6 races, and right now we've gone 15 months. I think Montero is good enough. We can, in fact, just fire Maritson and feel kind of okay about that. Now, the big thing I'm curious about, how's the crew here looking? Okay, that's a lot better. I still don't want these super low stamina dudes, but, I mean, this guy's got stats, finally. This one here, 97% stamina. Great stat. Yeah, what a difference. Holy crap. The problem is, for a long time, we kept looking at mechanics. No one wanted to join us. You're hired. Oh, yeah, it is 200 grand minus our bonus from being our dude to hire. So it is pricey to hire people. 0% fixing. You're actually not bad on the tires plus refueling. You're great on the front jack. Tires 15, fixing 16. We don't usually have to do fixes. Also 86. I might not get you. If this was tires and refueling, I think I would hire this person. But since fixing isn't something we really need, and your refueling isn't that great, your tires are good, but that's it, and your stamina's not high. And with the 75, we're not hiring the 75, because he's going to make mistakes. We're not going to hire you. We did hire one, which is nice. Yeah, or if he was higher stamina, I might consider him, but it's just a little awkward. He's really good on the front jack. And he's acceptable as a backup on the tires. I'm actually thinking about hiring this dude. And yeah, his base mistake chance being 0% is really nice. He's cheap. I mean, his per race is fine, but it's most of that upfront cost that really, really, really hurts. So yeah, so rear jack. Yes, you. Front jack. 19, 18. So crazy. But you're good at refueling and tires. I think I'm going to put the 18 on here. And then you... 17 refueling, 13 tires. When we get Democracy 4 Part 2... Well, there's not going to be a Part 2 to Democracy 4, the video. There will be more Democracy 4. But it's not going to be a Part 2. It's going to be Fresh Start. I'm going to stream that today, actually. Bono here. We can have Bono look after tires. Oh, no, my tires are dead. He's only 5 points off his max, 12 and 12. Seems okay to me. Again, we're not super concerned about the fixing side. We just want someone with decent tires and different overall numbers. Although you could fix over there, which isn't too bad. And then purchase here is down to 75, which isn't great. Though no one else is really fantastic. You're like 5 better than him for effectively the same. I mean, I guess this would be better because it's mostly it's 11-11 and it's 5 more of that. I mean, they might have a difference in mistake making, but I think we'll do that. And yeah, at least now we can start hiring better crew. I'll have to make a pass. I'm going to do this between episodes because we're going to be wrapping up the stream in a second. I'm going to be looking at people who might need a contract renewed. Although they still have 5 races. Is that everyone? I may have already checked this guy. 8, 12, 5. Yeah, I think the 5 is when we renewed a bunch. Okay, this one renews in one race. I mean, there's no cost to renewing. But if we want to keep him, we have to renew it. 89, 13 tires. I mean, he can't refuel or fix. He's pretty good at the rear jack, though, with a 14. But we're probably going to get better ones. I mean, I guess it doesn't cost anything to renew. I can renew and then fire him later. As far as I know, there's no penalty to that, which does seem a little bit weird, though. But I think I'm going to fire him because I think we're going to get better. I think it's going to be moot. Just going to get rid of Damien. You have 97% on the fatigue. That will give you. We'll stick you around. I don't want to thin out my my dudes too much. Basically, that guy was gonna get kicked out anyway, and so I decided to just fire because he was. I was never gonna renew his contract. I don't think. Like, just for sanity, I'll do that. The others are still good for now, and then we still have some while we wait to hire some more people, which is gonna be okay. Boom, boom, boom. We can do an interview. Finish well down the pecking order in practice. Only managed to finish 19th. Yeah, in practice. We did find a perfect setup. We just had to keep the engine down or something. Dude, we end up at like a 96 and 97. Shut up. I don't care about my lapping speed in practice. Okay, that is us. There's 2 races left of the season. We're not in a relegation zone. We've improved our economy substantially because we have good sponsor appeal. In fact, I'm curious to see if we get some sponsors in. Only one being offered right now. Interesting. It says 1, but oh, there it is. 1 offer. But if we wait, should get more. And since we're gonna get a new sponsor, I'm gonna go ahead and design the super illegal mega rear wing of doom here. Boom, boom, boom. Triply illegal wing with all just the biggest numbers we can get. 599, that matches the other wing. I'm still okay with that. Yeah, this is, we need the simulator level 2, which we don't have, which is okay. All right, super illegal rear wing, go. It's not even gonna break the bank, especially as we renew our sponsors. Just want to advance time here until more sponsor offers come in. We can make a decision. Oh, there's a vote. 9 dry tire choices. Oh, is this like, you can choose 9 tires, so you choose it, so there's a little extra micro. Again, I'm just gonna abstain. I don't really care one way or another, so I'm just gonna get the voting power. Yeah, got approved. All right, so next year we'll have to do a little bit more clicking and micro at the start of a race to choose our tire compounds. Okay, we got a 5, a 4, and a 3-star. Only 4 races. Upfront payment of $1 million, so it's $250,000 per race, just flat out like that. They're 7th, 7th, 10th place. I mean, that's doable, but there's no upfront. They're both 7th. Same payout. This has got more up front. I'm just going to take the special effect. Oh, the Gamers Charity! Oh, that's nice. Is it UK next? No, it's Vancouver and then Phoenix in the US. So none of the sponsor bonuses are relevant. Unless one of the first 2 races of the new season is going to be in the UK. The place doesn't matter, but it's not like it's Japan either. So yeah, we'll take special effect here. Get the $1 million up front. Boop. Still haven't gone into the red, which I really thought we were going to. So thank goodness for that. Yeah, marketability 93%. It is 5-star over here. I think if this got brought up more, there'd be like more 5-star offers instead of a 5, 4, 3 kind of situation. But that's okay. As long as we get at least 1 5-star, that's okay. You know, Max. I mean, one day we'll probably replace Max, but I don't think now's that time. It is a shame about his low smoothness. That is the only downside. All right, well, we're going to wrap up the stream here. Now, tomorrow, there's... You guys see a little mouse pointer up over here? Well, now it's gone. When you watch this on YouTube, there'll be a little ghostly mouse pointer right over there. It's gone now, but it was there. It even showed up in the OBS. I wonder if, like, one of the cutscenes that were playing in the background got weirdly recorded or something, or if there's a transition from my mouse being in a certain place. Hope Martin gets picked up by a rival team. That would be funny. So do we just fire Martin? Maybe we'll leave this question for Monday. Be ready to weigh in. I think it might make... I mean, it'll cost us $3 million, so we'll go into the red right away. But we'll break even in 5.5 races. 5.5 races will break even. And I think I'm happy with Montero. She's good enough of a driver to not be completely out of whack. And of course, she's giving us tons and tons and tons of money. I think we have to break him. We're going to see. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Next live stream. Yes, so tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time, same time as this stream started. Tomorrow, there's going to be a special stream for a game you're definitely going to want to see. I wish I could tell you what it is, but they told me not to yet. There'll be a tweet about it tomorrow before the stream anyway. But 100% you're going to want to see this because it's super, super lots in our wheelhouse. Folks, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.